Hey guys, Buff from Game Back today, bringing another video for our Weapon Blueprint series, and today we're really covering kind of an update for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. There's a big update today, a lot of patch notes were made available by Treyarch. But first off, touching on yesterday's video, we did look at possible Season 7 information coming that we thought last night or today, as Season 6 is now ended, and it turns out Season 6 of Modern Warfare has been basically removed. There's no more Battle Pass, no more Battle Stream. Nothing new in shop the past week and a half to 2 weeks at least. So I think basically we're going to see radio silence from Infinity Ward until this release of all these new weapons next week. It seems like I'm guessing Infinity Ward, Raven, everybody's kind of all hands on deck getting these weapons all integrated into Warzone, because they need to bring them into the Modern Warfare engine as well as rebalance them all specifically for Warzone. So a lot of work going on, so I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. That's why everything's been radio silent. So no information on when Season 7, or at least the additional weapons that we know for Modern Warfare Warzone, are going to be coming for the Modern Warfare side of things that we covered in yesterday's video. No word on that. We'll have to wait, stay tuned, and see when this is going to be coming. But today we can look at, if we log on to Black Ops Cold War, just by logging in today, because Season 1 was delayed by a week, we do get two new blueprints here. So the first blueprint we'll cover, and I'll show some gameplay of these as well, is we're going to get the Ground Patrol FAMAS. We also get the Excavator submachine gun here for the Milano. So let's go ahead and we'll jump into these. I'll just show you the blueprints overall and then show you some gameplay while we go over some talking points of what we can expect when some of these weapons are integrated into Warzone next week. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. And first off, we'll see here on screen, I have both the weapons here kind of in one loadout, but let's look at the base FAMAS first. We'll compare these to the OG weapons, or the original weapons, minus the blueprint. So these are really some of the first decent looking blueprints, I would say, in Cold War that aren't very tacky looking camouflages and overall skins. So if we look at the blueprint here for the FAMAS, again, this is called the Ground Patrol. You get both of these by logging into the game today. So if we look at this, I'll go to the attachments first off. So let's look at the attachments that come with this weapon. So first off, and you'll notice why some of the gameplay, when we see the gameplay, I'm having a lot of trouble aiming with this, with ADS and controlling the recoil, and you can obviously see why through the attachments here. So first off, for the body, we have the Steady Aim Laser. So this is going to help us with that hip-fire accuracy. Nice attachment here. Obviously, there's much better ones in slot. This is just the first one. So hip-fire accuracy by 20%. You'll see me utilize that a little bit here in the gameplay here against bots. But again, ADS, and it's pretty horrible. And again, you can see why with the foregrip that this comes with. It's just going to be the base foregrip. So this is going to assist with the horizontal recoil control by 15%. But for the FAMAS, we really, really need something like the Field Agent grip, because this thing has very, very heavy horizontal recoil, more so than the vertical recoil. So something like a Field Agent would be really what we want for this one. Obviously, when that's unlocked, you can get that. But this blueprint, if you don't have the weapon unlocked, you'll come with the base foregrip. Going to help you by 15%, but again, it's just not really enough with some of the attachments here. Then the magazine, everything else is skipped. The handle is going to come with the speed tape. So this will help with the ADS speed. However, you really want to use this blueprint in really CQC engagements, I would say. Now let's compare it to, really quickly, the base FAMAS. If we look at here, you can see the Ground Patrol on top, and then we'll do the base FAMAS there. You can see the differences with the blueprint overall. Just a different color schema there. Some of the tape is removed from the front of the handguard there, right before the barrel. The pistol grip is different colors as well. If it loads here, we have a little bit of tape on the pistol grip, obviously, for the attachment. It's a green camouflage overall, and then we have the red magazine. So nothing too crazy from a cosmetic standpoint. It's really just a new color scheme, and they removed a little bit of, I would say, the tape there on the handguard. Other than that, it's really the same. The iron sights and everything like that remain the same. So really more so just like of a color update to the weapon. Now, if we look at the submachine gun here, again, this is going to be the Milano 821. So if we look at this with the attachments that it comes with for the blueprint, we have the optic is going to be the Hollow Scout sight. So this is actually going to give you the magnification of 1.75, which feels a little odd on this build of the weapon. But again, it gives you a nice zoom here, which is definitely good if you're running a longer barrel on this, or specifically with ARs. I think it works really well. If you look at the muzzle, it's going to be the infantry compensator. So this one here is going to give us the vertical recoil control by 12%. The cons are going to be the horizontal recoil control by 8%, but we're really using this for CQC engagement, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal there. The barrel, we're going to want the reinforced heavy barrel is what it comes with here, the 10.1 inch. So this is going to increase our effective damage range by 18% and our bullet velocity by 80%. The cons of the sprinting movement speed as well as the ADS or aim walking movement speed. Next up, the last attachment here is going to be the Raider stock. So the sprinter fire speed here you get is a 30% increase, which is pretty big. And then you get an increase of 10% to the aim walking movement speed. The cons here, the hip fire accuracy goes down by 30% here, which depending on how you build this out, you're probably going to want something like hip fire accuracy. But this does have a slower rate of fire, so you really want to make sure you're hitting your shots. Now again, with the Milano, you can see here, just compared to the base Milano with the same attachment, you can see the differences. Again, it's mainly just a cosmetic change to the weapon overall. There's nothing, no heavy cosmetic changes. It's just mainly a camouflage and a skin change here. There's nothing new about the weapon. Just they threw on a camouflage there and some different colors, and really that's about the extent of it. I think both of these blueprints look really nice, though. Definitely not the best builds you can make for these. If we were to make the best builds, I'll cover those in a different video when we cover some of the conversions for these and different variants of all these weapons. There's a lot of different builds you can make with these weapons, or at least different variations. Not so much conversions in Cold War compared to Modern Warfare, but you can make different variants, which is nice to see. So we'll go into that. Just in the background here, we'll show some of the gameplay of these two weapons here in game against bots. Nothing special, not in multiplayer. I don't have these unlocked in multiplayer yet, so that's why we're just playing against bots. Plus, the focus of these videos is to show you guys the blueprints. So good thing about this is since the store hasn't launched for Cold War yet, we just have these two blueprints for free by logging in. We also unlocked some new operator skins as well. So really quick, what I'll do is just back out and we'll look at the operator skins you get. So I believe for NATO, you get a new skin for Barker here, which I believe this came with the free update today, or the free skins. I did not have this one to begin with, so I'm assuming this came today. I just noticed it. You also unlock Park, which I don't have her unlocked, so you see the base skin is unlocked. I still need to do some zombie games for that to get her, but now we have this epic skin unlocked, again, for free. So we unlock the operator, and we unlock that one skin, just not the base skin. Next up, if we go to the Warsaw Pact, we get the Garcia operator here is now unlocked because, again, same with Park, we have that other outfit. It's going to give us the Barrio skin, and again, you can see compared to the base one here, we don't have that unlocked, but now we have the operator with the new skin there. So go ahead and back out and go back into some of the gameplay while you see these weapons. So good thing about these blueprints here is that we're going to be seeing all of these usable in Warzone when everything's integrated next week. So a lot of these weapons here, with the attachments you have, if you don't have the weapon unlocked, for example, right now I do not have the FAMAS unlocked in multiplayer, but I will be able to use this in Warzone because I have a blueprint variation of this. Some of the other attachments will be locked, obviously, because I haven't unlocked them, but I will be able to use this particular blueprint in Warzone. Now, that's going to give you incentive, obviously. If you use this in Warzone, you can rank it up by playing that, since progression is linked through Zombies, multiplayer, and obviously Warzone as well. Everything's linked, so I'll be able to level this up if I'm using the weapon. Now, one thing to keep in mind is all these weapons are being rebalanced. I did see some comments saying that they're going to have to do a lot of changes once these are integrated, but they're doing those up front, which I think is why really we haven't heard much in the way of any updates from Infinity Ward or anybody regarding Warzone, because this update's been pushed back a week due to Cyberpunk releasing on the date, I believe the 10th, that they were supposed to do it this week. So it seems like all hands are really on deck getting this stuff integrated, tested, and ready to go in a balanced state, because they're bringing in all these weapons from Cold War, all the optics, every single attachment that comes with these weapons, and they have to bring all those in, so they have to rescan them into the Modern Warfare engine. They're using the same models, but again, they're coming over to a completely different engine with Warzone, so that's a big task in and of itself. The other thing here is they're rebalancing everything for Warzone. Since all these weapons are balanced for multiplayer and Cold War, they're rebalancing everything for Warzone. So all these weapons are going to perform differently when it comes to probably recoil and damage models in Warzone than they do in Cold War. So it'll be interesting to see what some of these weapons look like, how they are in Cold War multiplayer. Like we have the MP5, the M16, all these weapons that are really, I guess, considered the early meta here for Cold War, how they perform in Warzone. Like the M16, is the burst spread going to be really bad like it is on the M4 in Modern Warfare with the burst rounds and everything on there? The attachments, is the spread going to be unusable, really? Is it going to be something worth using in Warzone or not? So it's going to be interesting to see how those compare, especially we have weapons like the Milano, very similar to an early version of an Uzi, essentially. How is that going to compare to the Uzi? The MP5, there's another MP5 in Modern Warfare. So how are the stats going to compare with these? It's going to be interesting to see and how they're going to balance all these attachments. So they definitely have a lot of work going on. So I know yesterday in the Season 7 video, we talked about how there's content there. It just hasn't been really announced. We don't know what the roadmap is. It seems like everything's kind of on pause right now while they balance all this. There's going to be a lot of weapons coming in next week. And they're trying to get that in the most balanced state possible. And I'm sure they're going to be addressing the Juggernaut issues and some of the other weapon balancing issues, like maybe the Kilo 141, the R90 Dragon's Breath, and the MP5. Some things like that I think a lot of folks are getting a little annoyed with at this point in Warzone with the lifespan of this. We need some fresh meta. We need some fresh weapons, particularly with the Cold War weapons. I think that should really help. But again, the weapons I talked about in yesterday's video are weapons I would really, really like to see. So if you didn't see that, check out yesterday's video. We went over all the weapons that we know have been data mined from Modern Warfare that are going to be coming to Modern Warfare and Warzone at some point. It's just a matter of when and whether or not it's actually called a Season 7 or if it's going to be some sort of unlock criteria to get those weapons and operators. So we'll have to wait and see. Let me know down below what you guys think of this. This is Buffner Gaming with the Ground Patrol and the Excavator blueprint here for Cold War, along with the updates here for the end of Season 6 and no Season 7 in sight for Modern Warfare. But let me know down below what you guys think. What weapon are you looking forward to using the most when we get into the Warzone integration of the Cold War weapons? Also, I did a video the other day of what I think are going to be the top 5 weapons that you should be leveling up here in order to use those weapons once they are integrated. So go ahead and check that video out. Let me know what weapons you guys are looking for the most. Let me know what you guys think of these weapons. We also have the Season 1 weapons coming. I think the Graza 4 is I believe it's the Graza 4 model is the one that's coming here for Cold War Season 1. That should be a very interesting weapon. I'm excited to use that more so in Warzone than I am in Cold War. But I think, again, that fires at 9x39 round, same as the AS Val. So that'll be an interesting weapon to use in Warzone as well. We'll have 2 9x39 weapons at that point. So we'll have to stay tuned and see how those handle next week when Season 1 launches, as well as the integration of the Cold War weapons into Warzone. So I'll leave you guys with that. This is Buffner Gaming. Until next time, Buffner Gaming out.